Trusts can often run into a conflict between income beneficiaries who want money while they're alive and beneficiaries who stand to inherit trust assets who want to preserve capital. This tension was on display in Trust of Shire versus Unknown and Undiscovered Heirs, in which an elderly woman living on a pittance went up against beneficiaries who might have been entirely theoretical. Shirley Gronin was only 2 in 1947 when her grandmother, Jennie Shire, wrote her will. Shire created a trust funded with $125,000. The trustee was to pay $500 monthly to Shire's daughter, Ruth. When Ruth died, the payments were to continue to Gronin. When both Ruth and Gronin had died, the balance of the trust fund was to be added to the residue of Shire's estate and distributed to certain beneficiaries. Shire died the next year. The $500 monthly payments came to Gronin after Ruth died in 1983. By 2016, the trust's principal had grown to nearly $1 million. Gronin's payments remained the same. Her monthly income was slightly more than $1,000. Gronin asked the court to modify the trust to increase her monthly payments. A trust officer from Wells Fargo identified 12 individuals and entities that might have an interest in the residue. 6 known beneficiaries consented to the trust's modification. However, the court also appointed counsel for any unknown beneficiaries. This attorney opposed modifying the trust on the ground that the trust's language didn't authorize modification, not all beneficiaries had consented to modification, and increasing Gronin's payments would harm the non-consenting beneficiary's interest in the residue. Gronin argued that an increase in payments to her that didn't affect the trust principal would adequately protect the interests of any non-consenting beneficiaries. The unknown beneficiaries countered that this would affect their interest in the trust's future growth. The court, applying state statute, agreed with the unknown beneficiaries. It refused to modify the trust. Gronin and Wells Fargo appealed to the Nebraska Supreme Court. They argued that the unknown beneficiaries were strictly theoretical, and state law should be interpreted as allowing modification when all known beneficiaries consented. The Nebraska Supreme Court heard Gronin's appeal.